All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start having a bit more, I think, energy in the initiation of my videos. Uh, I went down the YouTube rabbit hole yesterday and was like kind of like looking at the things that have influenced the videos that succeeded more. And apparently, it's the start of the video that captures people. But hey, like on average, I have retention of like 1.25 to like 2 minutes. It's horrible because my videos are 10 to 12 minutes. But at the very least, I noticed a few videos are very like an exhaustive, working forward towards something. So I'm gonna be a bit more, I don't know, just uppity, right? So I wanted to do this video, leaving a mark on the world, building on top of yesterday. But it feels like I did it before, or at the very least, it feels like it's literally a theme that keeps coming every single time I do a video because I literally, it's all about what we do so that tomorrow we can do something different. Like we get something out of our system. That's my philosophy at the very least. And I got this video, I remember, because of like a programmer online that I was like listening to a podcast, and she discusses while knitting. She discusses the power of knitting and the the things that are in common between knitting and code. And the things that are in common between knitting and code are the fact that knitting is like every time you knit, you basically like you reach a point, and then the next day you start from that point, unless you fuck up. But at the very least, you're kind of like moving forward. And the same with code. Every day you leave your mark on the day. But I'm going to do a different video, which kind of has the same vibe. It's going to be the responsibility of our existence. And one of the favorite people that have kind of like influenced the 19th and 20th century is Nietzsche. And I think as well Dostoevsky has a say in it. But both of these people stress on how we need to be, we need to take responsibility. We need to be able to take responsibility for our own selves, but also take responsibility for everyone else's shit, drama, all that other stuff. There's a whole lot of there's a whole lot of I don't know. Would the world look better if we just kind of like existed on our own? Would it be imagined different if you had everything, but kind of like didn't have to deal with, I don't know. I want, how would you separate the world using yourself as like, and you and your species and like dogs and cats and everything? Like, would it be a world where you exist on your own? Would be a world without human beings and without animals, or with the animals but without insects, or with insects? How would that look like? For me, like everything kind of, there's this beautiful balance in between. And we, unlike most species, are given this consciousness in order for us to be able to make decisions differently, let's say. Like human beings decide to thrive instead of survive. We literally have constructed societies. We have grown out of different cultures and like different just themes, if you might say, throughout history. Just because we decided we wanted to. Just anytime something's kind of like, we start thinking of different things and eventually they become real. And every time we're kind of like excited about something, we think more about it and it becomes real and more things come after it. So the same could go in the different direction. Because anytime we don't think, we kind of like apply the same pressure, but instead of forward, kind of like in our own place. And one thing that I love, I think that's okay. Uh, so if you're not moving forward, you're practically like, if you're not moving forward, you're standing in place. Like whatever is moving forward is basically keeping you behind, right? So when we don't actually take responsibility, And I don't know about what, man. Like decide. Like I'm really thinking about the weight of me existing as a human being, the responsibility of our existence. Like, what the fuck is being a human being? And then I go like, okay, so like I get to wake up, I get to decide stuff, I get to go, I get to drink coffee, I get to not pee at the side of the road. I decided, right? I could very much do that. Anyone could fucking do that. But like, no, let's do that at the house or like in some coffee shop bathroom or a public bathroom, whatever. But like, you get the gist of it. We get to kind of like make any decision we want, and every single move, in a way, is our responsibility. And funny enough, the people we include in our lives, sometimes we don't include because they make decisions that we don't like. And sometimes we want to include them more because they make decisions we like. So when they do bad decisions, we're kind of like stepping away from that responsibility. And then when they're doing good decisions, we're kind of like coming closer to that responsibility, the responsibility of having them in our life. And any way we keep considering it, any way we keep looking at it, any way we keep like twisting it and angling it and looking differently at it, every single engagement results in some form of energy that we are in charge of, or at the very least that we are related to, which means it's a responsibility of ours. But then again, most of the times when you're like spending time on your own and shit is happening and you kind of look at yourself and you go like, where is my responsibility when it comes to that kind of stuff? I don't know. Maybe you're thinking from a business perspective and you want your business to grow, but one way or another, your business could only grow within the field that it's in. And then either the field starts growing or you're stuck. So suddenly you realize your responsibility based on your ambition, you realize that responsibility. But from the beginning, you kind of had it. And what are our responsibilities as human beings? What are responsibilities as like family? What are our responsibilities as friends? Because there's a lot that we could actually consider beyond ourselves that very much are within the realm of our own kind of like responsibility and decision making process. Most of the time, we can't really like point them out unless the time comes. But what if we get to actually like discuss that stuff with ourselves, discuss the weight of just the fact that we exist and we're making these decisions? So when the time comes for us to take ownership of this responsibility, it's really not that big of a deal. Doesn't that make sense? It's a better response because ultimately, where does my voice reach? And then by judging based on that distance, you kind of realize how you could refine your voice, how could you adjust it, how you could articulate it. And anyway, you could look at it from a from a startup's perspective because they always tell you to follow the market. And they tell you to follow the market because the people that are interested in your product are the ones that are going to pull your product and kind of like lift it up. So it's the same with us because like whoever is actually like wanting to be around you is the first person that you need to consider your responsibility towards. Maybe they're not the people you want to be around. Maybe they're not the people that you want close to you or you didn't expect them to be. It's not about want. It's about like, my ambition is there, but you have to start somewhere or you have to consider things somewhere. And then you have to consider, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking about this because I've reached like 300 fucking videos and I don't know, I'm just kind of like maybe realizing the weight of what I've been doing or just kind of like the just feeling a bit too familiar, I guess, with this becoming normal, which wasn't normal like 6 months ago. Maybe that's making me feel some form of like sense of responsibility. Effectively, this decision is basically making me think of different things and consider different things differently and making me see how my reach requires more attention than I thought it would. It's fun to consider these things, I guess. I think that's truly a sign of growth, yeah? It was like, I never expected anyone to watch my videos. But until like 100 episodes ago, I almost had nobody fucking commenting or any of that stuff. Maybe like two comments after 200 videos. But now there's a few of you that I actually truly engage with. I kind of like is moving my mind in different directions and like finding different expressions. It's fun. But also, I find myself kind of weighing my words a bit more now. I have to be serious about what I'm doing because I don't know, but like, even as entertainment, I kind of have to like be responsible for how I do it. Hmm. Responsibility of our existence. Look at this. This wow, completely like threw me off guard. It started somewhere and just what somewhere else. I'm glad my videos are 12 minutes because I give myself that time specifically so I can exhaust what's on my mind. Oof, emotional moment right now. It's a video, man.